What's up, fam? Welcome back to Podcast and Chill. I'm Leo, here to make you crack up.
I'm Gwen, and as always, I'm here to keep Leo from making a joke out of himself.
Okay, jokes aside, today's question is, what does it even mean to actually think in English?
Is it having a constant, flawless English monologue in your head?
Or just automatically replying when someone hits you with a, how are you?
Probably that moment when you're jotting down a quick grocery list and throw in some English words?
Are you already thinking in English more than you realize?
We're about to find out in this episode.
Yep, we're gonna learn how to spot those little signs that show you're already thinking in English.
And once we know those signs, we'll learn how to make it a habit.
A real, natural habit to boost your language skills.
Let's dive into it.
So, before we dive into what thinking in English actually is, let's talk about what it ain't.
You're right. There's so much misinformation out there. We gotta debunk this stuff ASAP.
What's the first myth?
Like I said, lots of folks think it means thinking with perfect grammar and a perfect accent.
But that's not true, right?
What do you think?
Hmm, English is my first language, so I'm not really in their shoes. But I'm learning French, and if the convo in my head ain't got perfect grammar and the accent's off, that ain't French to me.
Well, even fluent speakers switch languages in their heads.
So, even if I mix French and English in my brain, it's still thinking in English?
That's right.
Got it. Any other major misconceptions?
The idea is that you gotta erase your native language's thought patterns.
What kind of thought patterns are we talking about?
Many learners believe that to truly think in English, they must completely discard their mother tongue's way of structuring sentences
Why though?
because they fear it's gonna pollute their English.
But I know tons of bilinguals mix thought patterns all the time.
I know, right? Because fluency is about being flexible, not deleting your first language.
Got it. Anything else we gotta debunk?
Well, some people think no translation allowed. They act like if you translate in your head, you're failing at English.
Is that even real?
Nah. Even advanced speakers translate sometimes, especially with complex stuff. It's part of the process, not a failure.
So, we're kinda clear that thinking in English ain't some magical moment when our brain suddenly forgets our native language. So, what is it then?
It's about direct processing.
Example, please?
Like, if you're learning English and you hear dog, you think of the animal, not the word in your native language first.
Oh, I get it. So, we understand the concept of a dog, and the image just pops up.
Indeed. You also start getting non-visual concepts in English. Jokes or idioms, they make sense without needing a whole explanation.
Or it can be simple stuff like, how are you doing? Or what's your name? We don't often translate it, we just get it.
For sure, your brain just automatically switches to the language. No mental translator is required. It's thinking in English.
You're making it sound too easy.
Because it is.
So, tell me, Gwen, let's say I'm an English learner. If thinking in English ain't some dramatic light bulb moment, when does it actually happen?
It happens way more than you think. Those micro moments are popping up in your daily life and you don't even realize it.
It's just sneaking into my life, huh?
Are you on social media a lot?
Uh, kinda. I mean, I'm basically living half my life scrolling through posts and reels, so
And have you ever read a caption on Insta or TikTok and just understood it without hitting the translate button?
I do it all the time. Because captions are often simple and short.
See? Your brain doesn't stop and go, hold up, let me translate. It just gets it. That's thinking in English.
Uh-huh. That makes sense. Like when people say, oh my god, a lot of them ain't even native English speakers, but they use that phrase more than me.
I feel that. Or they'll throw in a thank you instead of their native language.
It's like some automatic reflex, huh?
Yeah, your brain is just too comfortable with the foreign language that it just rolls off the tongue.
Well, sometimes I find noting down in French easier and quicker.
Tell me more.
I often mix up my grocery or to-do lists with French and English because some French phrases and vocabs are shorter.
Like what?
For example, my grocery list is eggs, milk, and pain. Well, pain is bread in French, not that I'm gonna grab some pain from the shelves.
That's the foreign sneaking into your everyday life. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes.
But if we've been low-key thinking in a foreign language this whole time, how come nobody's catching on?
Because your brain is sneaky.
Huh?
It's doing the work in the background like an app running silently on your phone.
So, my brain is basically that one app that's always draining my battery?
Pretty much. You don't realize you're thinking in English because it feels normal. It's automatic.
But how's my brain even pulling that off?
So, there's this whole theory by this linguist, Stephen Krashen, that learning a language happens, like, under the radar. So, thinking in a foreign language is mostly a subconscious thing.
Oh, so that's why it feels like it's happening naturally, without me even noticing?
Yep. This psychologist, Logan, also says that thinking in a foreign language becomes automatic through practice.
And
And since it's automatic, you don't really clock it. You're focused on what you're thinking, not what language you're thinking in.
does that apply to, like, smaller stuff? Like common phrases or individual words?
For sure. If you use them a lot, they become automatic.
That's why I keep saying pain instead of bread when I'm writing my grocery list.
Bilinguals do that all the time. Switching languages is just a normal thing, whether you're talking or writing.
So my brain is actually working in a foreign language, even if I don't always notice it?
You're breathing, right? But you're not sitting there thinking about your lungs doing their thing, are you?
That's a good one. I gotta give my brain some credit. It's working harder than I thought.
Yep, don't sleep on your brain. Once you clock all those little moments where you're throwing a foreign language into your life, you'll level up for real.
That's hard though. There's so much going on in a day. How am I supposed to catch all those micro moments?
Just catch yourself in the act.
Do you mean spy on my own brain?
Exactly. Throughout the day, pay attention to those little moments when you think in English.
Like when?
Like when you read a sign and don't translate it, or when you mutter, ugh, I'm late, instead of saying it in your native language.
How am I supposed to do that? We're not Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's a struggle if you're not a good observer. Well, try writing a quick journal entry in English every night then.
What if one's English skills are like mid?
It doesn't have to be deep or complex at all. Just, today was a busy day. Ate pasta. It was fire. Period.
I must admit that's actually doable.
And if you really want to level up, do small daily stuff in English, like talking to yourself.
You're telling me to have full-on conversations with myself? People are gonna think I'm losing it.
You don't have to do it out loud. Just try describing what you're doing in your head. Like, okay, now I'm making coffee.
Like I'm on a reality show?
Why not? Pretend you're looking into some imaginary cameras.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm in the show The Office.
And most importantly, use words you already know. No need for fancy vocabulary. Just use what feels natural.
But I'm here to flex.
You can flex with the fancy words once you're comfortable with them. For now, stick with the basics because the goal ain't to win a pageant, it's to communicate.
Copy that. All right, fam, it's time to wrap this up.
If you're learning English, chances are you're already thinking in English more than you realize.
Even if it's just reading an Insta caption, throwing some English words on your grocery list, or understanding, how are you? Without hitting the translate button, it all counts.
Look, thinking in English isn't some big, dramatic switch. It's those tiny moments adding up.
So, my friends, if you're stressing about not thinking in English enough, the answer is you already are.
Now we want to hear from you. When was the last time you caught yourself thinking in English?
Maybe you whispered, thank you, or were screaming, oh my god, in your head.
Or maybe you ordered food without translating the menu.
Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below.
Thank you for tuning in today. Catch you next time.
Hey, Gwen, let's go over some phrases today. First, light bulb moment. It means a sudden realization or great idea. For example, I had a light bulb moment and finally figured out how to solve the problem.
Second, roll off the tongue. It means something is easy to say or sounds smooth. For example, her name just rolls off the tongue so naturally.
Third, catch on. It means to understand something. For example, we were teasing Jim, but he was slow to catch on that we were joking.
Fourth, under the radar. It means to go unnoticed or stay low-key. For example, he kept his new relationship under the radar for months.
Finally, sleep on something. It means to pay no attention to something important or impressive. For example, she is the best actress of our generation. Don't sleep on her performances.
Now, let's discuss a few questions about our topic today. First question is, what are some signs that someone is already thinking in English, even if they don't realize it?
Hmm, that's a good one. I'd say it's when you understand phrases without translating, or when you mix English words into your daily life without thinking.
That's a great way to put it. The second question is, how can someone start to notice and encourage these moments of thinking in English?
I'd say try journaling in English, or even just describing your daily actions to yourself in English.
That's spot on. What about you, listeners?
Share your experiences and answers in the comment section below.